Hello, hello, hello. Oh, sorry, Nash, you're on mute there.
Okay,
There you go.
that's okay. Thank you so much, Ijeko. Hello, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're watching from. We are back again today with yet another interesting topic. And we're excited to have everyone. My name is Dashley, for those who don't know me. I'm from Perth, Australia, mom of two, proud digital business owner, and I've got my two beautiful partners, Rijeko and Sharon. So, welcome everyone on board. So, to get to the topic of the day today, we do have an interesting one. In a world where we have so many things going on, there's so much noise out there, good and bad, you decide. But the question is, how do you tell apart, what to follow or what to even invest your time in? Because everyone must be thinking of what do I actually do that is worth my time without me wasting another day, another year, another month. So it's important for us to look at all these things. And yet again, online with the things we do have people who sometimes, for instance, when they look at the online space, they look at an online business, they are quick to be quite skeptic, which again is very normal that we have that sort of thing. People who also think sometimes, oh, this is maybe a quick reach get scheme kind of thing. Again, that's also another set of people who could have that sort of opinion. And I mean, every opinion here is allowed. We are here to have an open discussion about, all these things that everyone could be thinking about, when they think of an online business, what comes to your mind. Feel free to discuss, drop your comments so that we can all share today. So welcome everybody, and I will give the floor to my partner Rejek and Sharon to introduce themselves as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nash. And yes, it's a good evening to everyone, all our audience who are coming or watching us live from Melbourne, Australia, or if you're in a different part of the world, good morning or good afternoon to you. So, my name is Rujeko. I am a mom of two, a registered nurse by profession. And yes, I do this digital business part time. Normally, I leverage it in the evenings or on weekends. Very passionate and a growing digital business owner. Thank you. Over to you, Sharon.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Always a great moment to be on here, sharing all we can with all you guys. My name is Sharon. I'm originally from Zimbabwe, based here in Melbourne, Australia. And I'm also a mother of two. I work part time in the healthcare industry, and on the side, I run my digital business. Thank you. I'll hand this back to you, Ashley.
Thank you so much, ladies. That's amazing. So let's cut to the chase. So why is it that many people still think, or they still are quite skeptical when it comes to an online business? Maybe I'll give this question out to you, Sharon, if you want to have a go.
Sure. Thank you. Um, just from that question, you know what it reminds me of? It
Mhm.
reminds me of, do you remember this company, Blockbuster? Do you remember Blockbuster?
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
Back in
yeah.
the days? Yeah, yes. So it reminds me of Blockbuster and Netflix. So for
Mm,
those who don't know, Blockbuster was once, I can say, the biggest movie rental company. You could go there, rent a movie, watch it. Like it was just doing so well. It had heaps of stores all over the world. It had millions of customers. Like whatever it was doing, it was working really well. Then comes along this little company at the time called Netflix, who comes in, and at the time I think they weren't even that significant compared to other companies. It comes along and it is something totally different, like a different model of running the business or doing things. So looking back at it now, Netflix, now it's a giant company. We can't even, compare it to anything else. Looking back now, it's easy to say Blockbuster should have thought ahead, like they should have looked at the future and seen, how it was going to be like. But honestly, most people at the like I would have done the same. Most people, you would trust what you know already. You would trust what you've seen, what you're familiar with over anything new. So for me, that's one reason people are a bit hesitant to jump onto the online space. It's something new, something they are not familiar with. Probably the 9 to 5 is what they've always known, or any other tangible jobs where you can actually see, feel, and whatever. And you feel that's what you know, that's what you're familiar with. And that gets people a bit hesitant about the online space. And sometimes it's not even because they've looked into it and thought, oh, no, it's not working, but they've just ruled it out because they just don't know much about it. So naturally, it's so easy to just trust something you've always heard or always known. And I think, secondly, I can say many people may have heard a few bad experiences about the online space, maybe some scams, some unrealistic promises, or overnight success kind of thing. And when that happens, it's so easy to put everything into one basket and think, oh, because of this, everything online is not a real opportunity. And yeah, being careful is okay. Everything you should be careful with everything. But the challenge now is how you tell the difference. Something that's genuinely worth looking into, and something that isn't. Anyway, those are just my thoughts, and I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much, Sharon. I don't know if you, Jogo, got anything to add on to that. Otherwise, I think that's exactly how I would look at this topic. The fact that, people were often scared of things we don't understand or things which are new to us. So we do hold back, and you're like, oh, maybe not. Maybe I'll wait until the world has jumped in for me to wake up to say, look, oh, I should wake up and smell the new coffee. So that is very true. Much like us from healthcare background, you usually think when you look at it, you're like, oh, surely it's for people who've got tech skills or who have it all figured out. They know how to
Yeah.
handle systems and stuff. So I can't have started online business, but here we are. We are learning, we are growing, and with a great training tool that we have behind the scenes, it just helps us to keep learning. So it is important to remember that. Thank you so much, ladies. Now, question two, can I give it this one to Jacob? Why do people rarely talk about, or what do people rarely talk about when it comes to building a business online?
Okay. Wow. Thank you. You're putting me on the spot there.
You got this.
I got this right.
You got this.
Yeah, okay. There's a lot of things that people perhaps don't really talk about, and to be honest, this is a bit of a hard one because it's the way that actually we leverage our business. A lot of people, they want the black and white answer straight away without having to look into the business. But first of all, I just want to agree with you guys when it comes to being skeptical. I think one of the things that we should actually normalize is it's normal. It's normal for somebody to feel a bit skeptic, when they look at something and they don't trust it, they don't have enough information about it. Maybe the information that they're receiving is probably not enough. So it is normal to feel a bit skeptic about it. But um, moving on to your question, what was the question again? Sorry.
So our question is, why do people or what do people really talk about when it comes to building an online business?
Okay. Because the way of our background of how we learned, a lot of people are expecting the answer to be black and white. I think the information that's really not being talked about is an online opportunity is a business in itself. Maybe because we are not, people don't have the chance to actually look into the business. People don't have the chance, they don't have the patience, is what I think that that's what it is. They don't have the patience to actually look into the business, take time, sit down, look at the pros, look at the cons, consider number one, does the information that I'm receiving, does it align, with my beliefs? Does it
Mm,
align with my values? Number two, cost effective. How cost effective is this information? When you look into it, how cost effective is it for me? in terms of not only financially, but in terms of your time as well, in terms of working things out around your schedule. Does it work for you? Does it not work for you? Number three, capacity. Do you have the capacity? Do you have the skills? Do you need skills? Do you not need skills? All this is information that is actually presented, but you do need to take the time and you do need to look into the information. When we are saying take the time, look into it, do your research, do your due diligence. This is where all this information is presented unto you. I don't know how else I can answer it. Maybe Sharon, you can help me out with this one.
Thanks, Rebecca.
Yeah.
I find, I don't know, I feel we don't talk much about, yes, there is the opportunity to work online and all that, but I find that we don't talk about all the other things we accumulate along the way, because when we are online, we are learning a lot of things. We are learning how to handle objections. We are learning how to be consistent. We are learning how to create relationships, with people we've never even met. We are learning patience. Like there's heaps of things we are learning in there. So as we go, we are growing so much as a person, and I just think people often focus on the opportunity itself, but they don't always talk about that personal growth that we get. So yeah, that's a little bit about how I think about it.
Okay.
Oh, thank you so much, ladies. That is very insightful. I mean, I would say pretty much the same way that you guys have described it. When we have the systems and everything in place for us to actually train us and learn, like a lot of things I thought I knew. I mean, you've been in your 30s and you're like, oh, I think I've figured out life. But you actually wake up to the fact that you don't know not everything. We're continuously learning. We're in a place where we're continuously being advised, better, even if only life would come with a manual to say this is what you do, we all would have been at the destination we all think we could have been. But again, we are learning, we're growing. No one is an expert of anything, but you learn. So as long as you're willing, you're accepting of that. There are things I could not know possibly, and I could still add on to what I know already. It always brings us to a point of, I guess, being better than the version you were last year. That personal growth, like you all have said, it's good. So thank you so much, ladies. That's exactly what I would think. Now, to move on to the third question of the day. Now, do you think people judge online opportunities differently from a traditional opportunity? If so, why? Any of you ladies want to give a take?
Okay, I can try.
Yeah.
I think to some extent, yes. I think to some extent, I'll give an example. For example, if someone say they decide to open a cafe, so most people understand that there are risks. They understand it needs time. You're not sure when profits will come in. Like there's no guarantee. Okay, yet when it comes to the online space, that people often want certainty. They want profits at a specific time. They want a specific amount. They without going into it first, without looking into it first. So I just find that interesting because uncertainty exists in almost everything, guys. If we're honest, whether it's online, whether it's offline, you just never know. There's no guarantees. I know people may say, oh, we guarantee this, but honestly, you never really know until you actually start moving into something or with something. So for me, it's less about where the opportunity sits and more about understanding, like Rijek was saying, understanding what you're getting into and making that informed decision, if I may say. At the same time, I do understand why people ask questions online. There are a lot of things online, and honestly, it's good to scrutinize everything. So I don't think people should completely switch off, their critical kind of thinking. I just think that the same level of questioning they do should apply to, all opportunities, whether online or offline, not just online opportunities. So yeah, that's my view.
That's 100% true, Sharon. I agree with you there because it's reality. People we're scared and everything, and sometimes we are quick to judge more than we should maybe
Mm.
look at it or have an understanding better. Because the idea is not to be right or to be like, oh yeah, there you go, just like I said, but you want to understand so that you can make also a good, point out. I'll give this to Rebecca as well in case she has something to add on to what Sharon already had said.
I think
Otherwise,
she said everything. Thank you.
there you go. So I'll definitely put out on that one as well. So I always like to think of it from a point of, when you're going to university or people want to say study medicine, people can invest hundred thousands of dollars just so that they can get an education,
Mm.
which they're not quite sure that they'll get that job at the end of it. I mean, they'll know that, look, if I get this, I'll start doing job hunting and all of that. Maybe I might have to do some clinical hours before I even can get paid. But that's when you see how it's quite easy for people to put money on something that they've always known, that's familiar, and they don't feel like it's much of a struggle. And when they think that, oh look, if I'm starting an online business, even though they know that there's only a tiny like an overhead cost that they might have to invest so that they can do the diving in depth to see if this thing might be life changing or anything. It could give them or open a door to possibilities that they don't know that what's on the other side of the door, but yet again they'll stand on this side of the door and keep knocking or hoping someone could just open that door for them. But sometimes it requires you yourself to actually take that next step so that you can be the one to say, oh look, now I've understood, like this is what I need to do. And
Yeah.
henceforth it might even bring you about, that time you need more with your family, you need more time with just your loved ones, and not necessarily having to work for that hour to hourly base rate,
Yeah.
which many of us, I'm sure, for many around, if you study anything, the idea is you want to start something to grow, to get an income, or to eventually retire you early. So it could
Mm.
go either side, but you will not know from standing from the outside looking inward. That doesn't do us any justice. So it is important to remember to, I guess, be bet on yourself to take that step so
Yeah.
that you can fully explore. And what is the worst thing that can happen is either that you can stay the same and keep wishing and hoping, like, oh, maybe 10 years ago, a year ago, if I started, I would have been, at a different place than you are now. So it's important to remember, I mean, for everyone who's here today or people who would watch this as a replay, that those are important things you could pose to yourself to say, what would my life look like now if I'm to start or look at something different to what I'm doing now? Am I going to be happier or am I just going to be more miserable? So, yeah, thank you so much. I think that will be my last question for today. And if anyone, again, is happy to want to comment, leave something on our comments there, make sure you can, ask for more information. Just say learn more. And any of the ladies who are on here will happily share that information and webinar you can watch. Check out works for you, for your family, and maybe we have these chats one day with you too. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.